Hello, today's Friday the 13th, January 13th. I'm going to share with you two things. One, of course, I'm going to share the stats for the last 7 days. And two, I'm going to share with you two similar but different experiences that I had recently dealing with clients in the market and what's really going on out there. So let me share my screen so we can get into the stats. Coming soon, 8. New listings 54, price change 35, back on market 19, active under contract 26, pending 32, closed 43, expired 7, canceled 16, hold 4, and withdrawn 4. Now, this new listings number at 54 might look good to you right now because we probably remember when it was back down at 10 and 12 just a few weeks ago. But 54 is still far short of the new listings we need to see a nice rise in inventory. Price changes at 35 are mostly reductions. That's, still a lot of sellers are trying to hang on to the 2022 prices from earlier in the year. But that's just not going to work. But I will share with you a strategy if you're wanting to sell that will work. Back on market 19, active under contract 26. These are the homes that just went into escrow, pendings at 32 and closed. Again, the strong number at 43. So 43 closed, active under contract at 26, and new listings at 54. It signals a slight rise in inventory. However, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to tell you now about these two experiences that I had. Recently, I wrote an offer for a client on a property in Studio City. It was a little shoebox looking house from the curb. It was nothing more than a front door and a garage because it sat on the side of the hill in Studio City. It was on about 26 or 30 caissons. It had amazing 180-degree panoramic views of the city. So we decided to write an offer. My client wanted to come in at least asking price, so I called to find out where they were at. They already had two other offers at asking price, so my client wanted the property and decided he was going to come in $50,000 over. So we got our counter offer. We got a seller multiple counter offer, which means the seller decided to counter everybody. They wanted to find out what the best and final price was going to be. So my client decided to write his offer at $2.4 million. We submitted. They came back. They said, well, listen, we have offers all the way up to 2.5 million. My client said he was not willing to go that high. However, he was willing to remove all of his contingencies. Remember those days? No inspections, no appraisal contingency, no loan contingency. Well, here I am in 2023 and I'm doing that same old dance again. They said, great, we'll let the seller know. The seller said, we're interested in getting the most amount of money. Thank you, but no thank you. Long story short, this property that had come out on the market for $2.175 million in Studio City ends up finally selling at $2.8 million. Okay, $625,000 over the asking price. Why did it go so high? Well, yeah, it had nice views, but the seller had a great strategy, and that was to price the house low. The market value was probably around 2.4 million as I comped it, and my seller and I looked at all the comps. So their smart strategy to price low created a frenzy. Here's my second experience. This is here in Westlake Village. Just last weekend, a house came out on the market. Again, the only thing this house had in common with the house in Studio City was an amazing view, mountain view in Westlake. Otherwise, this house needed a complete gut. It was an original 1971 house. It came out for $1,050,000. It was a 2,300 square foot house built in 1971. It was all original. It needed a new roof. It needed new everything. It needed to be reconfigured inside because the floor plans that they were using at that time are not conducive to today's family and environment. So $1,050,000. My client's thinking we're going to come in and the most we'll pay is $1,250,000. Within 2 days, they had 15 offers north of $1.4 million. I don't even know where that property finally sold at, but it sold we know at least $400,000 over the asking price. So you're probably thinking, well, Josh, why are you telling me this? Because if you have been thinking about selling, there is very low inventory right now, and the interest rates have come down. There was a line to get into this house in Westlake Village. I'm not joking you. There was probably a line of 50 people waiting at the front door to get into this house when I showed up. If you've been thinking about selling, the smart strategy is price low. Why? Because every buyer right now thinks it's time to get a deal. It's time to get a deal. Prices are down. They are down a little bit. But if you're smart and you've got a house that's nice, that's got some features that the buyers would want, give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email. I'd love to show you the strategy that will get you top dollar, probably more than market value, and a crazy, insane high price in this supposedly bad market for sellers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Get some exercise, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.